Hi everyone. I am attempting to be in my backyard before the approaching storm arrives. It feels kind of muggy, but it's been a good day out here. Mowed the lawn and pulled weeds. We've had a bumper crop of creeping Charlie so far. So today's Saturday, the 23rd of May, and I have some verses that I'd like to read regarding forgiveness. There's a lot of misconception. Sometimes people think to forgive is to forget, but that's not the case. And sometimes people think to forgive is to reconcile. Reconciliation is a good goal, but forgiveness can be a step ahead of that, or it can be done if you never reconcile. What forgiveness is choosing to relinquish the debt. You know, if somebody does something wrong, there's a kind of a debt or a penalty, and we might want to get even. See how there's a quantity involved in get even? Or we might want to see justice, or we might want to make them pay, or etc., etc. And so to forgive is to give that up, to relinquish it. There's a beautiful verses in Psalm 32 where there's several verbs used for describing the person who's forgiven. And the one that's very interesting in this regard is, blessed is the person whom the Lord does not count their sins against them. So Lord forgives us when he chooses not to hold those against us, count those against us, or seek punishment. So that's what forgiveness is, and here are a few verses. The first verses are from Matthew chapter 5. But I tell you, love your enemies, and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be sons and daughters of your Father in heaven. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. And sun was up earlier, and rain is coming soon, and it falls on all of us, doesn't it? And so God is generous with his forgiveness. Mark 11:25 has to do with our response. Before we conduct our normal religious activities, if we're bearing hardness of heart or unforgiveness in our heart, we should first deal with that. There's precedent in the Old Testament. Before one would offer a sacrifice of reconciliation, or you were supposed to go to your neighbor and work things out and pay restitution. And in Mark 11:25, and when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive him or her, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins. Now, we don't earn forgiveness by forgiving, but it's kind of like this. There's two boats. You can step into the justice, fairness, and get even boat, or you can step into the forgiveness boat. And if you want to receive forgiveness but give judgment to others, you're kind of standing with one foot in both boats. You got to get in one or the other. That's how I interpret that passage. Romans 12:20. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. And then here's a passage from Luke 6. This is also found in Matthew in the Sermon on the Mount. It's just kind of rearranged in Luke a little bit. So we'll read the Luke version. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be sons or daughters of the Most High, because he is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Do not judge, and you will not be condemned. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. And I like this part coming. Well, how much should I give? A thimbleful, a cupful, or whatever. It goes on. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured out into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Again, that's the forgiveness boat or the get even boat. And if you climb into the forgiveness boat, go for it. Because to be forgiven and to forgive is a much better place to be. We don't need to carry around anger or bitterness. Okay, well, that was kind of a sermonizing one today, but there you have it. If you didn't catch yesterday, or if you don't get the emails, we have decided that we will resume, at least the English service will resume, not this Sunday, not tomorrow, but it will resume in person on May 31st, so a week from Sunday. We will be limited in how many people, we'll practice social distancing and so on and so forth. If you do not get the email, but you want to, you can give me a call, or you can give me an email, or you can contact Roberta, if you know how to do that, and ask to get a copy of what we mailed out. So there's a number of details there, but basically we're going to try to be safe. We are living under the regulations that are in place under Phase 1 now of the Dane County, Madison rules for reopening businesses and specifically places of worship. Again, if you're not feeling safe, stay at home. We will live stream the service as we have been. If you do choose to make it, please do come. We encourage but do not demand face masks, but we will demand social distancing. And I will become like the kindergarten teacher for the English congregation. If you sit there playing patty cakes and hugging up and being all like you used to be, I'm going to stop and make you sit in the corner. Actually, I won't make you sit in the corner, but we will make sure that we are safe. And again, if you can't come, don't want to come, don't feel safe, that's fine, that's your choice. If we have 10 people there and 40 people watching, whatever it works out, it is what it is. So I would encourage you to prayerfully consider that. Please don't come if you're sick. Please do not come before 10:30. We don't want people waiting around in the hallway. All right, enough sermonizing. You got like a triple dose today. You have, by my count, maybe half an hour, an hour. You can go out and run around, get your energy loose, and then some kind of weather's coming. It's over there. It always, nope, in my yard. It comes from that direction. See all those lovely clouds? All right. Oh, hello to those that are watching. I got a wave from Jane and a wave from Linda, all the way in New York. I hope your weather's better, Linda. See you. Well, the worship service will be up tomorrow at 10:30 on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook, the Bethany page, YouTube, Bethany Ministry Center, and then I will resume reading on Monday. God bless you.